Ever heard of a dance party that literally wouldn't stop? Not a music festival, not a rave, but a bizarre, uncontrollable, and ultimately deadly dance marathon that gripped an entire city. This isn't a plot from a horror movie. This is the true story of the dancing plague of 1518. Picture this. It's a hot July in the city of Strasbourg, which was part of the Holy Roman Empire back then. A woman named Frau Troffea steps out of her house and just starts dancing. No music, no celebration, just frantic, silent dancing in the street. She doesn't stop for lunch. She doesn't stop when night falls. She just keeps going, day after day. Her neighbors watch, bewildered. Then, something even stranger happens. Within a week, a few dozen others have joined her. They're not dancing with her, but alongside her, each lost in their own frenzied, non-stop motion. You might think, okay, a weird flash mob, right? Wrong. This was something else entirely. By August, the number of dancers had swelled to an astonishing 400 people. The streets of Strasbourg were filled with men, women, and even children, all dancing uncontrollably. Their feet were bloody, their bodies were exhausted, but they couldn't stop. It was a terrifying spectacle. The city authorities were completely baffled. What was happening? Their first theory was that the dancers were suffering from hot blood. Their medical advice: let them dance it out. Seriously, they believed the cure was to just keep dancing until the fever broke. So, they cleared out guild halls, set up a large wooden stage in the open market, and even hired musicians to provide a beat. They thought encouraging the dancing would help these people recover. Imagine the scene: a stage full of people, convulsing and flailing, with a band playing music to keep them going. It must have looked like a nightmare, but this cure had the opposite effect. Instead of getting better, the dancers started collapsing. The constant, strenuous movement was taking its toll. People were dying. Reports from the time claimed that, at the plague's peak, as many as 15 people were dying each day from heart attacks, strokes, and sheer exhaustion. The dance had become a dance of death. So, what on earth could cause something like this? The people of 1518 had their own ideas. Many believed it was a divine curse, a punishment from a saint specifically, Saint Vitus, who was known to curse sinners with uncontrollable dancing. Others whispered about demonic possession. The terrified city officials, realizing their dance-it-out strategy was a catastrophic failure, changed their approach. They banned all music and public dancing. They rounded up the remaining dancers and took them to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, where they were made to pray for forgiveness. Eventually, after about a month of this madness, the dancing slowly subsided. The last of the exhausted dancers finally stopped moving, and the plague was over. But the mystery was far from solved. For centuries, historians and scientists have been trying to figure out what really happened in Strasbourg. One of the most popular modern theories points to a biological cause: ergot poisoning. Ergot is a type of fungus that can grow on damp rye, a staple grain at the time. This fungus contains chemicals similar to LSD. If the townspeople had eaten contaminated bread, it could have caused severe muscle spasms, convulsions, and powerful hallucinations. This could explain the uncontrollable movements and the bizarre behavior. It sounds plausible, right? A citywide bad trip. However, the ergotism theory isn't perfect. While it explains spasms, it doesn't quite explain the coordinated, dance-like movements that were reported. Also, ergot poisoning is usually debilitating. It's hard to imagine hundreds of people being able to dance for days on end while suffering from its other severe symptoms, like gangrene. This leads us to another compelling explanation: mass psychogenic illness, or what we more commonly call mass hysteria. Think about the context of 1518. Strasbourg life was incredibly hard. The region had been hit by famine, disease, and extreme poverty. People were stressed, desperate, and deeply superstitious. In this high-anxiety environment, it's possible that the sight of one woman dancing uncontrollably triggered a massive psychological chain reaction. In a state of extreme stress, the mind can play powerful tricks on the body. This is known as a trance state. The people of Strasbourg, already on edge and sharing a common belief system about curses and saints, might have seen Frau Troffea's dancing and subconsciously fallen into a similar state. It became a social contagion, spreading from person to person like a psychological virus. The authorities' initial response, building a stage and hiring musicians, would have only legitimized the behavior and reinforced the mass delusion, making it even worse. Interestingly, The dancing plague of 1518 wasn't a completely isolated incident. There are records of similar dancing manias occurring in Europe throughout the Middle Ages, though none were as large or as well documented as the one in Strasbourg. These events often popped up during times of great hardship and social stress, which lends more weight to the mass hysteria theory. It seems that when a community is under immense pressure, these strange, collective psychological breaks can happen. So, which theory is correct? Was it a poisonous fungus, a case of mass hysteria, or something else we haven't even considered? The truth is, we'll probably never know for sure. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most fascinating and unsettling unsolved mysteries. It's a chilling reminder of how fragile the human mind can be, and how little we sometimes understand about the strange connection between our brains and our bodies. It was a dance that no one wanted to join, and one that its victims could not leave. What do you think caused this bizarre event? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into a weird piece of history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more strange stories. See you next time.